Today on the channel, we're going to talk about 10 things you need to know before you buy the brand new DJI N3 goggles. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Davis. Over 10 years of FPV on this channel, one of the official original drone channels on YouTube since the beginning of the whole drone hype craze. Here we are in 2024 and DJI has finally released the N3 goggles. They are kind of a budget-friendly consumer goggle that you can pair up with the DJI Avata 2 and the brand new DJI Neo. But what about those goggles makes them different from something like the Goggles 2 or the brand new Goggles 3 that just came out this year, or even analog goggles? There are some differences between the three and some things that you might want to know in this video. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. It's official. In the DJI store, you see the DJI Goggles N3 and it says Into the Sky. You can buy now. If you click on that, it will take you to the buy online page, and these goggles are priced in at $229. But let's get into it a little further. Now, if you scroll down the page on DJI's website, you'll notice the first few things, tidbits of information that they're listing for us. It says immersive flight experience, which is FPV, first person view, ready to use out of the box 1080p ultra wide screen, and the brand new DJI 04 video transmission on there, an AR cursor which works with the motion controller, which is kind of cool. It will let you point and select things, kind of like you're working inside a pair of virtual reality goggles, and it's boasting 2.7 hour operating time, which is also great. Some epic video of the brand new goggles, and if you look a little bit closer, they are box goggles. They are not binocular style goggles which have two screens. It has a two-screen setup on the outside of the goggles, but just behind those two screens is actually a singular screen that boasts 1080p. Now, traditionally, FPV enthusiasts prefer the binocular style goggles because it gives a little nicer look and a great focal range on the brand new Goggles 3. But the N3 goggles are ready to go with your glasses. If you wear glasses, if you have a prescription, your glasses will fit right into the N3 goggles and you're good to go. They're also saying on the same page that we can unlock the easy acro feature, power loop, the brand new flight mode that the DJI Avata 2 will do. I wouldn't try that with your DJI Neo. And now you can activate it with a single push and no need for advanced manual mode controls with the DJI FPV controller series, and experience adrenaline pumping excitement with the DJI Goggles N3. It also has something on there called one tap defogging, full 1080p at 60 Hertz LCD screen. They're not LED like the Goggles 3 and the Goggles 2. And the big kicker here is that it does have 04 compatibility FHD video transmission, which is the brand new standard from DJI for their FPV video systems. Which, if you didn't know it before, it switches from 2.4 to 5.8 to get you the best signal and clarity inside your goggles. But notice they are saying it's a minimum latency of 31 milliseconds, so that may be unacceptable to some people in the FPV community. And here's the brand new AR cursor, which allows you to point the Motion 3 controller around on the screen in front of you as if you're in virtual reality, making selections inside your N3 goggles. And also a brand new feature that is pretty cool. It is real-time live feed sharing through the DJI Fly app. It will allow you to share with your friends your live flight experience as it's happening, which is also pretty cool. And it does also have SD card support, which most of you guys want. You want to be able to record your videos. So right in front of the brand new DJI N3 goggles, there is a little micro SD card slot and a USB-C charging port. And the difference in price between the N3 and the Goggles 3 is $229 for the N3, and the Goggles 3 are still coming in at $499 US. So there is a $270 difference between the N3 and the Goggles 3. Now, there are some differences between these two goggles. If you're watching this video on the verge of spending the extra $270, I'm going to give you some reasons why you might want to go ahead and spend the extra $270. Now, starting out, like I mentioned, it is a singular screen on the N3 goggles. They are LCD, not LED or OLED. And here's what you get with the Goggles 3 versus the N3. This is some important information. Dual micro OLED screens and a field of view at 44 degrees with the Goggles 3. Over on the N3 side of things, we have one singular screen at 1080p ultra wide LCD with a field of view at 54 degrees. And the Goggles 3 come with built-in diopters for people with glasses from -6D to +2D. It also says that Goggles 3 has real view PIP. The N3 has USB-C wired live feed sharing, which is cool. And the Goggles 3 also has Wi-Fi wireless, so you can do that at home, or USB-C wired live feed sharing from your cell phone. And the N3 goggles get 2.7 hours of operating time, and the Goggles 3 get 3 hours operating time, giving you a little more operating time. They both have 04 transmission transmission. And here is where it gets into the meat of why or why not to buy the N3 goggles. It is compatibility. I mean, we're talking about a compatibility list that's far different between these two goggles, which you really need to know. If you're still in this video right now watching this for this information before you buy it, congratulations, because here is the compatible models with both of the different goggles. Now, starting out with the N3 goggles, it's only compatible with 2 of DJI's drones currently. That may change with the firmware update, but we'll have to see. The compatible models for the N3 are the DJI Neo, the Avata 2, and that's it. But if you're flying a bind and fly FPV style drone with an 03 or an 04 module on there, which is coming out soon, you will be able to fly those also. It doesn't mention that on the DJI website. The DJI Goggles 3 has a few more models listed. You have the DJI Neo, the DJI Avata 2, the DJI Air 3, and the DJI Mini 4 Pro. And I'm wondering why the DJI Air 3S is not on this list. So all in all, you can fly a couple more drones on the Goggles 3 versus the N3 goggles. So at the end of the day, you're gonna have to spend $270 more to get 2 more drones compatible with your DJI Goggles 3 system, but you're also gonna get much nicer screens in the long run. And if you're somebody who thinks you're gonna be into FPV for, say, more than a couple years, maybe it's not just a passing fad, you might wanna spend the extra money, in my opinion, and go with the Goggles 3. Now, if you are on a budget, the N3 goggles will get you started. The N3s will work currently with the DJI Neo and the Avata 2 if you move up to that later. And my suggestion, hey, start out with the DJI Neo, because that's also a great little drone to get into FPV. So hopefully DJI will give us a firmware update in the future and allow more drones to be compatible with the Goggles N3. But for now, we'll be waiting, and we'll give you more news coming up on the channel. So please do subscribe for more drone news and reviews of DJI things right here on the Drone Camps channel, guys. I'm Justin Davis. Take care, everybody, and I will see you on the next one.